Hi everyone, and welcome to our virtual snip and tip Learn to Trap-Neuter-Return. In this class, we will teach you everything you need to know about community cats, how to trap-neuter-return them, and all the resources that are available to help you be successful in combating the cat overpopulation. Thank you so much for stepping up as an advocate for free-roaming cats in need. We hope you will join us in educating your neighbors, friends, and family with all the knowledge you acquire here today. My name is Mila Ravel, and I have been the Outreach and Field Coordinator for the Grand Valley Cat Project since July of 2019, when we restructured the previous Grand Valley Cat Coalition and brought it under Royce Hurst Humane Society as a special program. I'll be your contact person for questions, concerns, problem solving, equipment loans, and anything else you might need throughout your TNR process. The CAT project's goal is to control the cat population in our community by providing barrier-free access to spay and neuter surgeries and other resources for street and owned cats. We honor our core values and aim to collaborate with you, community members, and other organizations to ensure we excel in leading our community towards a healthier and happier place. We believe we can all do better when we share our resources at every opportunity and work through challenges together by using empathy as our default. We are offering free spay and neuter surgeries for all cats in the 81501 zip code. Although we are speaking of Trap-Neuter-Return, which specifically applies to community cats, we also provide free spay and neuter surgeries to owned cats in the same zip code, as they can too contribute to the cat population. As part of this effort, we provide trap loans, carriers, and even transportation if needed. Royce Hurst Humane Society also has other programs such as sheltering and adoptions for homeless pets, community health and humane education programs, volunteering opportunities, both inside and outside of the shelter, which include the comfort of your own home by signing up to be a foster home for dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens. To find out more about these programs, please go to our website, rhumanesociety.org. If you're interested in volunteering for the CAT project, please send us an email to catproject@rhumanesociety.org or give us a call at 970-261-3760. Now let's talk about how we do what we do. The most efficient way to do trap-neuter-return is called targeted trapping. This means working smarter and producing measurable results to maximize our limited resources. When we are done with one area, then we move on to others one by one. There are a few ways to tackle the cat overpopulation challenge. Let's talk about 3 of them, which are unfortunately still being used in certain areas and why you should not utilize them. The first one is feeding the cats. While we are advocates for being kind to community cats and do recommend you become a colony caregiver by putting out fresh water and food daily to care for the cats, feeding them alone is not the answer to helping them. The more resources you provide, in this example food, the more cats will be attracted to your area. Feeding is an essential part of gathering information on and caring for your colony, but without being paired with spay and neuter, it will only bring your community and the cats more headache. Just feeding cats contributes to the endless suffering cycle of cats being born on the streets. The second is relocation, an inhumane and ineffective method in which the cats are trapped and simply moved to another area. This does not address the root of the problem because there is now a void left behind that other cats will fill. In addition, relocating cats to an area they don't know is basically depriving them of the resources they had. When they're in an unfamiliar area, they will not know where to find their resources and are now exposed to a lot more environmental dangers. The third is called catch and kill, another inhumane and ineffective method in which the cats are trapped and killed, oftentimes in a gruesome and painful manner. On top of being extremely inhumane, it does not address the source of the issue, and more cats will continue to move in and be born in that same area. Because these 3 options are still being used, the number of cats and kittens brought into humane societies like us and other animal shelters is overwhelming, especially during kitten season, otherwise known as feline breeding season, which are the warmer months of the year when the days are longer, cats are out mating more often, and having majority of their litters. In many regions, such as our own, kitten season can last from spring until early winter, and considering factors such as female cats going into their first heat at around 4 months of age, their gestations lasting 2 to 2.5 months, and the average litter size being 4 kittens, throughout their lifetime, when we do the math, well, that's a lot of cats and not enough homes for all of them. In sum, any alternative that does not involve spaying and neutering the cats and maintaining those altered cats in their territory causes what we call the vacuum effect, which is the void, the space left behind in conjunction with the resources they need to thrive, food, water, shelter, etc., inviting brand new cats to move in. Now that we've discussed what doesn't work, let's talk about what does. Trap-Neuter-Return, or TNR for short. This is the only humane and effective method for cat population control. TNR is also commonly referred to as TNVR, where the V stands for vaccinate, and TNRM, where the M stands for monitor or manage. TNR involves trapping cats using humane traps by attracting them inside with bait, taking them to a clinic where they will be spayed or neutered, vaccinated, ear-tipped, and then returning them to their outdoor home after they recover. If you do not know what an ear tip is, it is simply the surgical removal of a small portion of the top of their left ear, leaving the cat with one flat ear and one pointy ear. It is a painless procedure done while they're under anesthesia. Ear tips are the only effective and safe way found so far to identify community cats who have been altered. It is widely used around the globe, although certain communities prefer to do it on the right ear or even an ear notch instead, which leaves a V shape on their ear. So if you see a cat that has an ear tip or a notch, you do not need to catch them. If you do catch one, just release them, as they have already been through the TNR process. Now you know TNR is the only humane and effective method to decrease the cat population over time. Why does TNR work so well then? Well, although you won't see an immediate decrease in population numbers, you will see an immediate halt to its increase, stabilizing the numbers right away. The main reason why TNR works so well is because not only the altered cats cannot have babies, but they also typically do not invite new cats into their territory, unlike unaltered cats, which need to find mating partners. In fact, they prefer to keep these newcomers out. Altered cats are also less likely to roam and join new colonies because remember, now their needs are being met where they are. This is guaranteed to work with some post-TNR monitoring. In the handout provided to you, you will get a chance to read some studies about TNR and their amazing findings. This practice is supported by many credible organizations like the ASPCA, the Humane Society of the United States, the American Humane Association, the UK's Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, and many others. TNR also has other major benefits besides population control. Most TNR programs include vaccinations, which help keep cats healthier and our community safer from diseases like rabies, for example. Additionally, a lot of the nuisance behaviors displayed by cats due to their high hormone levels are directly linked to their reproductive instincts and can be truly frustrating to residents. Before you start trapping, here are a couple things you should know to make your trapping successful and safe. Creating a feeding schedule a week or two before trapping will help you gather information on the cats and know how many you need to trap. This will also allow you to make a contingency plan in case you catch a nursing mother or cats that might need immediate medical attention. Skipping a meal or an entire day of feeding prior to trapping will entice those challenging cats to enter the traps. We understand a lot of caregivers have a hard time doing this, but it's a really crucial step. Being aware of the extreme temperatures and preparing for them is also important. During the hotter months of the year, we recommend trapping early mornings and after sunset to avoid the extreme heat. In the winter, we recommend that you trap during the warmest hours of the day or when the cats are out for more appropriate temperatures. If you're trapping in the evening, regardless of the season, always place the trapped cats in a safe and climate-controlled environment away from other animals overnight until the cats can be brought to a clinic in the morning. Whether the cats are friendly or feral, they should all be fixed. While friendly cats might go into a carrier, feral cats are afraid of people and will avoid us at all costs, so you need to set up humane traps to catch them. The type of traps you use will depend on the size of the cat and your skill level. The most common types of traps out there are box traps, which are recommended for beginner trappers and experienced trappers alike, and drop traps, which are the ones you will want to use for those very elusive cats you are having a hard time trapping. Keep in mind that sometimes you will need to switch it up and try different trap types. Persistence is key to victory, so if you find something isn't working, try something else. We personally recommend lining your traps with newspaper for a couple of reasons. To make it more comfortable for the cat once it's trapped, and to hide the trip plate. On windy days, it might be necessary to tape the newspaper down. The type of bait used will depend on what you've been feeding the cats and what they prefer. Cats are most attracted to smelly foods, rich in proteins and fats, like oily fish and poultry. Usually anything that is of high value to them will work. Wet canned food, canned chicken or fish, etc. These are all practical and inexpensive options. The bait must be placed as far back in the trap as possible to ensure the cats will step on that trip plate to get to it. Sometimes making a small bait trail at the front of the trap can entice the cats to go in. When your traps are all set up, place them in a shaded area on a stable, level ground and watch them from afar. Never leave them unattended if you're trapping in a public location. If you're trapping in a private and secure area and the temperatures are not extreme, make sure you check on the traps every 30 minutes for a few reasons. First, it's for safety. Leaving them in traps for extended periods of time makes them vulnerable to ill-intentioned people and predators. Second, some cats are just ninjas. They can figure out how to eat your bait without triggering the trip plate, leaving your trap with no bait inside. Third, after a while, your bait will lose its freshness and therefore its appeal, so you need to ensure there's always fresh bait in the traps. And last but not least, because of bugs, especially ants. During the warmer months of the year, you might find yourself battling them. If there are ants getting to your bait before the cats do, here's a solution. If your trap space allows, create a moat by using a base with water under the bowl or can of food. Have a sheet or towel resting on your trap or nearby to make it easy to cover it fully once the cat is trapped. This will help calm them down and avoid injury in trying to escape. If you're working with us and have alerted us of your trapping beforehand, your next step is to either drop off the cat at our partner clinic, Animal Birth Control, from Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., or request a pickup from the GVCP coordinator from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you do not have a hard-sided plastic carrier for recovery, please let us know, as this is a clinic requirement for surgery. If you are trapping outside of the 81501 zip code, we recommend reaching out to Mesa County Animal Services or Grand Valley Pets Alive for a spay and neuter voucher prior to trapping. You will need to present this voucher at the clinic when you bring the cat in. After surgery, you will need to hold on to the cat inside the recovery carrier for 24 hours. It usually takes about 24 hours for the anesthesia to wear out, and it is extremely dangerous for the cat to be released before that. If you cannot provide a recovery space, please let us know. It is important that you be aware of the weather and return the cat in a sheltered location during blizzards and rain. Always follow the clinic's recommendation for the return, as each cat may react differently to the anesthesia and may need to be kept for longer than 24 hours. We never recommend opening the carrier unless you're ready to release that cat. Only return the cat once it's bright, awake, and alert. The cat must be returned to the same location where it was trapped. And allowing the cat a minute before opening the door is always a good idea, so we can recognize the area and choose a safe path to run. Once you release the cat, if possible, continue to put out food and fresh water daily, at least for the next week or so, to aid in the cat's recovery. Now moving forward, if you see new cats, you know exactly what to do. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to show us that you like our content by liking our video, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and following us on social media.